Hello everyone. So for today, we are going to discuss about the financial literacy. I am Christine Joy Siriban and these are my co-discussant Tabio Jamaica, Tabaco Kathleen Joy, Taban Lovely Ann, and Tabilin Freda May. To have a deeper understanding of this topic, finances are an integral part of our life and many of the decisions we make on a daily, monthly, and yearly basis either affect our finances directly or revolve around the subject of finances. The way we understand and approach finances can have a huge impact on the decision we make in many areas, small and large, from food and lifestyle choices to career and family matters. At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to make up better financial decisions, manage money and debt appropriately, perform structured budget effectively, develop a stronger understanding of basic financial concepts, provide students with knowledge and skills to manage financial resources, and last, create a financially awareness. When we say financial literacy, is a core life skill in an increasingly complex world where people need to take charge of their own finances, budget, financial choices, managing risk, saving, credit, and financial transaction. This is having enough knowledge on how to manage the income, and it is also deals with doing something good that would help in our finances to compensate our basic needs. Next is financial plan. This is the teachers need to have a deeper understanding and capacity to formulate their own financial plan. This is very much important in the life of teachers. Well planning is very much important in order to avoid many liabilities. We have to consider what lies within our income. We have to live within our means and set our priorities. We have to go first with the needs, not the demands. So here are the steps in creating financial plan. First is calculating net worth. This is the amount of assets that exceed liabilities. Second is determining cash flow. Knowing where money goes every month, you can also document to see how much the money needed every month for necessities and the amount for savings and the investment. Third is considering the priorities. The core of financial plan of the person clearly defined goals. It is include here the retirement strategy, comprehensive risk management, long-term investments, and tax reduction strategy. Next, we have also the 5 financial improvement strategies. The following are the financial improvements suggested by Investopedia as a journey to financial literacy. First, identify your starting point. Second, set your priorities. Third, document your spending time. Fourth, lay down your debt. And fifth, secure your financial future. These strategies are very much helpful in our financial struggles. We have to know our limitations and how far our finances would go. As early as possible, we have to plan and set aside something for you or for our future, and we have to prioritize our needs and not so much with the wants.
This slide consists of the financial goal planning and settings. And these financial goals are driven by specific future financial needs such as savings, the financial for children's study, for emergency purposes. Dito na pumapasok yung pagbabudget ng pera or the savings. To move forward, we have 4 key areas in setting investment goals for consideration. The first one is the time horizon. It indicates the time when the money will be needed. As I said a while back na, the reason why we are saving is for emergency purposes. When the times come na walang-wala ka na and you need money, magagamit mo yung savings mo and the savings will save you in that situation. The second one is the risk tolerance, and under this risk tolerance, there are 2 categories which are the risk averse and the risk seekers. Risk averse, these investors may let go of the possibility of a large gain if they knew there were also possibility of a large loss. We can invest our money not only in putting a money into the bank, but also into building a business. We all know that entering into business should taking a risk, na hindi lahat ng business ay nagiging successful. We couldn't expect na if nag-build tayo ng business ay magiging successful na agad. Marami tayong madadanasan na problems, and we can tell them na those are the risks that we can take in order for us to move forward. And the second one is the risk seekers. It is willing to take a chance, and this is like the risk averse na nagre-risk through investing. As an example kanina, investment is through business. You are expending a lot of money kasi you are expected of a large gain. Kasi ganun naman sa business, 'di ba? Example, nagpatayo tayo ng tindahan, then nakagastos tayo ng more than 100,000. Then yun na yung large loss natin. But kapag nabuo na yung tindahan na yun, we are expected na we can gain a large money doon sa tinake natin na chance. Pangatlo naman ay yung liquidity needs. It refers to how quickly an investment can be converted into cash. The best example of this is yung pag-aalaga ng baboy or baka. Imagine, bumili ka ng biik, yung maliit na baboy, and your capital is the 7,500 or 7,500. Then inalagaan mo siya into 2 months, 4 months I think. Tapos kapag ibebenta mo siya, you can sell it into 15,000. Yung capital mo is yung 7,500. Then the rest na natira, yung 7,500 naman, yun yung parang naging profit mo doon sa investment na yun. At kapag binenta mo na yung baboy na yun, it automatic na it converted into cash. The second one is the investment goals, and under these investment goals are the growth and the increase in the value of an investment. Growth is also called the capital appreciation. Example is this, invest it into business. Example is yung pag-aalaga ng baboy. Yung 7,500 kanina nasabi ko, yung 7,500, yun yung magiging capital mo. Then kapag binenta mo siya ng after months, yun na yung magiging income mo. Yun yung income. Some investment make periodic payments of interested of dividends that represents investment income and can be spent of reinvested. And also the stability, also known as the capital of reservation or protection of the principal. Budget. This budget is an estimation. It is already planned and fixed. Example is you have an allowance na 150 pesos. Yung 50 pesos na yun is yun yung pamasahe mo papuntang school. Yung 50 pesos naman, yun yung magiging gagamitin mo for your meal. At yung 50 pesos naman is gagamitin mo pa uwi. Parang yung 150 na yun is fixed na sa pang-araw-araw mo. Naka-budget na ito, kaya it is complied and re-evaluated on a periodic basis. Budgeting naman, it is the process of calculating how much money you must earn or save during a particular period of time, and planning how you will spend it. It determined yung mga expenses na dapat nating bayaran kada month, na nagplaplano ka pa lang, you are budgeting the money para magkasya ito. Example, 10,000 nga sweldom a month. Dapat nga buong nga kwarta ket na plano mon or nagudwa mon na nalaing to avoid debt or pagkakautang. Following are the 7 steps that may help in attaining good budgeting. The first one is the set realistic goals. It is the goals for the money will help make smart spending choices upon deciding on what is important. To have a good budget, kung ano yung nakabudget sa pera mo, ayun lang yung gagamitin mo. Hindi yung you are borrowing money kasi hindi kinulang yung pera mo at dahil gusto mo lang makisabay. Pero as long as it is important, pwede. Pero kapag choice mo lang ay hindi. Kasi dito nasisira yung good budget natin, yung pagkakautang. The second one is identify income and expenses. Upon knowing how much is earned a month and where it all goes, start tracking the expenses by recording every single cent. As I example kanina, yung 10,000 na sweldo mo, dapat nakaplano na yon para kapag mag-grocery ka or magbabayad ka ng kuryente, alam mo kung ma-identify mo kung kulang ba yung sahod mo a month or not. Example, nagbayad ka iti kuryente, tapos naggrocery ka, dapat amin DJ ket amom or naisurat mo dagijay expenses mo, tapno at the end of the day or at the end of the month, alam amom no adda ti sobra na or awan tapno haan ka nga maabakan or magulwan, ma-identify mo diji nga part DJ no kurang ba diji kwartam or haan. The step 3 is the separate needs from wants. We all know the differences of needs and wants, right? Needs are important and wants are choices. To have a good budget, it's really important to buy first the needs rather than our wants. Because yung wants, we can buy it anytime. Yung needs are crucial to our budget. Step 4 is design your budget. Spending more than what is earned will destroy the good budget. Kaya gaya ng sabi ko kanina, it also causes debt or pagkakautang. Kung ano yung nakalaan na budget sa'yo, ayun lang yung gagamitin mo para makaiwas, para ma-maintain mo yung good budget na plano mo. Step 5 is put your plan into action. Guys, do you familiar to the quote na words without action is useless? Na lahat ng sinasabi natin ay dapat natin i-put into action, hindi hanggang sabi lang. Example, kapag bayaran na ng kuryente or tubig, sinasabi natin na, babayaran ko na lang bukas, babayaran ko na lang next week. Dapat yung mga sinasabi natin is alam natin na gagawin natin para maka-avoid tayo ng penalty. Step 6 is plan for seasonal expenses. Set money aside to pay for unplanned expenses to avoid going debt. Kapag magbabudget tayo is maglaan tayo for unplanned moments or unplanned trip, at unplanned expenses. Yeah, example is yung gagastusin natin for birthdays, for Christmas seasons, for New Year's. Dapat is nakabudget din yun. Step 7 is look ahead. Having a stable budget can take a month or two so as for help of things are not getting well. As I said kanina, yung investment natin is nakalaan for our future or for hinarap natin. So kapag nagbabudget tayo, maglaan din tayo for emergency purposes like agipaigid tayo ti kwarta tapno in case nga adati kasapulan tayo or ket adadagos ti pagalaan tayo han tayo nga umas-asa ti sabali haan tayo nga mapan umutang iti kabkabagyan tayon or umutang ti other nga tao kasi amo tayo nga adda iti pagalaan tayo kasi we are savings. Next slide is spending. Spending plan is a way to make a wishes reality. If a budget serves as a wish list, a spending plan naman is a way to make those wishes reality. We turn them into an action plan. Dito na yung paano natin gastusin yung budget na ginawa natin. Kaya nga we plan to budget to spend. The following are the practical strategies in setting and prioritizing budget goals and spending plan. Number 1 is start by listing your goals. To achieve a better goal, dapat lang ada tayo take this decision. I-consider din natin yung other members ng family. Pumapasok din dito yung decision making natin sa loob ng bahay. Kaya nga dapat isama natin yung ibang members natin sa family for discussing the future needs din nila. The second one is divide your goals according to how long it will take meet each goals. To meet our goals, we should classify our budget into 3 categories, which the first one is the short term. It is less than a year. It is usually our immediate needs and wants. Immediate kasi nga short term goal siya. The second one is medium-term goals. It is more than 5 years. These are the things naman na that you and your family want to achieve during the next 5 years. And the last one is the long-term goals. It extends well in the future as planning for retirement. Number 3 is estimate the cost of each goal and find out how much is cost. Kasi the greater the cost, no kasano ka nga to ti na-estimate nga bayad, the more alternative goals must be sacrifices in order to achieve it. Kailangan nga ma-achieve DJ nga cost to have a better result. Number 4 is project future cost. For short-term goals, the inflation isn't a big factor, but for medium and long-term goals, it is a big factor. Tapno makontar DJ future nga gastuin ken DJ nga goal, dapat ay kailangan nating ma-determine the rate of inflation applied to each particular goals. Kailangan nating isipin how much it will cost yung project na gagawin natin. Example is the house. Number 5 is calculate how much you need to set aside each period. Upon knowing the future cost of the goal, next is to determine how much to put aside each period to meet all the goals. Example, magpapatayo ka ng bahay. Dapat sa project future cost ay na-determine na kung ilan ang cost na magagamit para ma-set aside ito at hindi magagastos. To protect our money, try to put into bank or in a bangko, tapnuhaan kay nga worry nga magastong DJ. It also have the possibility to gain an interest. Number 7 is create a schedule meeting for your goals. Kailangan mong gumawa ng schedule ng money mo, like ilista ng yung mga ginagagastos mo, tapno haan ka nga matikaw no nangipanamba DJ kwartam or nagtabati nangi gastuam tapno haan ka nga maabakan at the end. Investment and investing. Like I said a while ago na investment is not only putting our money into a bank, but also we can invest our money into other business like mag-alaga ng baboy or building a business. There are ways you can invest your money, but consider the 4 aspects. The first one is how long will you invest the money? Dapat ma-estimate mo yung money mo kung gaano yung investment na nagagawa ng capital. Number 2, how much money do you expect your investment to earn each year? Kung yung capital ba na nilagay mo doon sa investment na yun is gaano karami yung magigain niya na profit. Number 3, how much of your investment are you willing to lose in the short term in order to earn more in the long term? Ito yung risk tolerance. Magri-risk ka in order to gain a large of money. And number 4 is what type of investment interests you? Ano yung investment ba na gusto mo? As I said a while ago, pangatlong beses na to, investment is not only putting your money into bank, but also you can invest your money into other business like pag-aalaga ng baboy or any other stocks like baka.
Savings. It is important to set some money aside and put into savings account on a regular basis. Savings is very important to us because savings will also help us in buying things that are need or wanted without borrowing. Emergency Savings Fund. Start as early, setting aside a little money for Emergency Savings Fund. Emergency Savings Fund is a money set aside for emergencies or unexpected events, tulad ng biglang medical expenses o kaya kung nawalan ka ng trabaho. Having an emergency fund ensures that you can pay for any unforeseen financial setbacks without touching your savings or your investment. 10 reasons why save money. With credit so easy to get. Here are 10 practical reasons why it is important to save money that everyone, including teachers, must know. First is to become financially independent. Financial independence is not having to depend on receiving a certain pay but setting aside an amount to have savings that can be relied on. To become financially independent is defined as having enough money, either from income or collected wealth, to cover your expenses for the rest of your life without relying on others. Second is to save on everything you buy. With savings, you can buy things when they are on sale and can make better spending choices without being comprised on credit card and interest. To save on everything you buy, when you save money every time you shop, you pay less for everything you buy. Third is to buy a home or a car. Savings can be used in buying a home in full or down payment, especially in times of promo deals, bids, and inevitable sale, and at reasonable interest. Fourth is to prepare for the future. Through savings, you can be confident to face the future without worrying on how you will survive. To prepare for the future, money is not everything, but money is something very important. Saving money for the future gives you protection for unexpected circumstances. You don't know what will happen to you next days or weeks. If you will lose your job, still you can survive while looking for a job because you have your savings. Fifth is to get out of debt. If you want to get put of debt, you have to save money. To get out of debt, upang hindi magkaroon ng utang, ay kailangan mong mag-save ng money, upang sa ganun ay hindi ka magkaroon ng utang o malubog sa utang. Sixth is to augment annual expenses. In order to attain a good stress-free financial life, there is a need to save for annual expenses in advance. 7 is to settle unforeseen expenses. Savings can respond to unforeseen expenses in times of need. To settle unforeseen expenses, you have to save money to settle the unforeseen expenses. 8. To respond to emergencies. Emergencies may happen anytime and this can be expensive, so there is a need to get prepared rather than potentially become another victim of an emergency. To respond to emergencies, having a savings is very important. Lalo na pag may emergency ay malaking tulong ito upang sa ganun ay matustusan agad ang pangangailangan. 9 is to mitigate losing your job or getting hurt. Bad things can happen to anyone, such as losing a job, business bankrupt, or crisis. To mitigate losing your job or getting hurt, having savings is the key to resolve such as dilemma. 10 is to have a good life. Putting aside some money to spend when needed can bring about quality and worry-free life at all times. To have a good life, saving money is one of the essential aspects of building wealth and having a secure financial future. It provides you with an opportunity to enjoy a quality life. Common financial scams to avoid financial fraud can happen to anyone. Common financial scams to avoid some forms of financial fraud, such as massive data breaches, are not out one's control. There are many ways to protectively get rid of financial scams and identify theft. Here are some of the most common financial scams, along with the ways to identify them early and how to protect oneself from being victimized. First is phishing. Using the common tactic, scammers send an email that appears to come from a financial institution, such as a bank, and ask you to click on a link to update your account information. If you receive any correspondence that asks for your information, never click on the links or provide account details. Instead, visit the company's website, find official contact information, and call them to verify the request. Second is social media scams. Scammers are adept at using social media. Gather information about the traveling habits of potential victims. They also have phishing tactics, including posts seeking charity donations with bogus links that allow them to keep your money. Phone scams. Another prevalent tactic is scamming phone calls. These scammers pose as government agencies, such as the Bureau of Internal Revenue or local law enforcement agencies, and use scarce tactics to acquire your personal information and account numbers. Fourth is stolen credit card numbers. There are numerous ways that scammers can obtain your credit card information, including hacking, phishing, and the use of sneaking devices, such as small card readers attached to unmanned credit card readers, example, ATMs, gas pumps, and more. Lastly is identify theft. Depending on the amount of information a scammer is able to obtain, identify theft may extend beyond unauthorized charges on a debit or card. If the scammers are able to obtain your social security number, date of birth, and other personal information, they may be able to open new accounts in your name without your knowledge. Be always aware on the information you share and with whom, and always share sensitive information before you depositing it. These are the 10 tips to avoid common financial scams. First is never wire money to a stranger. Although it is one of the oldest internet scams, there are still consumers who fall for this rip-off or some variation of it. Second is don't give out financial information. Never reveal sensitive personal financial information to a person or business you don't know through phone, text, or email. Third is never click on hyperlinks in emails. If you receive an email from stranger or company asking you to click on hyperlink or open an attachment and then enter your financial information, delete the email immediately. Fourth is use difficult passwords. Hackers can easily find passwords that are simple number combinations. Create passwords that are at least 8 characters long and that include some lower and upper case letters, numbers, and special characters. You should also use a different password for every website you visit. Fifth is never give your social security number. If you receive an email or visit a website that asks for your social security number, and ignore it. Sixth is install antivirus and spyware protection. Protect the sensitive information stored on your computer by installing antivirus, firewall, and spyware protection. Once you install the program, turn on the auto-updating feature to make sure the software is always to update. 7. Don't shop with the unfamiliar online retailers when it comes to online shopping. Only do business with familiar companies. When purchasing a product from unfamiliar retail, do some research to ensure the business is legit and reputable. 8. Don't download software from pop-up windows when you are online. Do not trust pop-up windows that appear and claim your computer is unsafe. Make sure the websites you visit are safe before you enter your financial information on any website. Double-check the website's privacy rules. Also, make sure the website uses encryption, which is usually symbolized by a lock to the left of the web address, which means it is safe and protected against hackers. Last, donate to known charities only. If you receive a call or an email for solicitation of charity donations, critically examine it. Some scammers create bogus charities to steal credit card information. Financial scams among students. Students can also be susceptible to different financial scams and fraud. Learning how to manage finances and being aware of financial scams are skills that every student should master. The following are common financial scams that students should watch out for and learn to protect one's identity and finances. Fake scholarships. While it is beneficial for students to apply for as many scholarships, it is important to become aware of related scams and frauds. Students should truly check scholarship sources before applying to verify legitimacy. Never apply for a scholarship that asks for money in return. Diploma mills. There are schools that offer fake degrees and diploma in exchange. Third, online book scams. While students often go for the best deals on textbooks online, scammers can use this opportunity to get students' credit card information. When buying anything online, be sure to do it or accredited. Last, credit card scams. Oftentimes, credit card companies use call composes to convince students to fill out card applications.
Life insurance. Life insurance is a type of insurance that compensates beneficiaries upon the death of the policyholder. So, life insurance example is when you are sick and you're seeking for your medical assistance. Kung magkakasakit ka at kung may life insurance ka na nakatago o nakahanda, may gagamitin ka sa pagpapa-hospital mo na pambili ng gamot mo when it comes to death. Also, hindi natin alam kung kailan tayo mamamatay, kaya importante ang life insurance. And also, this life insurance is may babahagi din natin sa mga mahal natin sa buhay. The following are common risk categories. Preferred Plus. The policyholder is an excellent health with normal weight, no history of smoking, chronic illnesses, or family history of any life-threatening disease. So, the example of this Preferred Plus is when you enter the policyholder, dapat wala kang sakit. Normal po ang iyong weight, hindi ka naninigarilyo at walang malalang sakit. At namamanang sakit at dapat healthy ka. So, this is the example of Preferred Plus. And also, Preferred. The policyholder is an excellent health but may have minor issues on cholesterol or blood pressure but under control. So, the example of this Preferred naman is you are healthy, ngunit maliit na issue sa cholesterol o presyon sa dugo. Ngunit nasa ilalim ng control o kayang lunasan ang iyong sakit. So, this is the example of Preferred. The next is Standard. Most policyholders belong to this category as they are deemed to be healthy and have a normal life expectancy. Although they may have a family history of life-threatening diseases or few minor health issues. So, the example of the Standard, when it comes to Standard naman is parang malusog ka ngayon. Pero habang tumatanda ka, di mo na alam may nagbabadyang sakit na nakalaan sa iyo na pwede mong maranasan. So, this is the example of Standard. And also, we have the Substandard. Those with serious health issues like diabetes or heart diseases are placed on a table rating system, ranked from highest to lowest. So, the example of this substandard, example of this naman is may malalang sakit gaya ng diabetes, high blood, and ang common risk ay hindi na siya covered ng life insurance. So, that is the example of substandard. Also, we have the smokers. Due to an added risk of smoking, the policyholders in this category are guaranteed to pay more. Aside from health class, age is also a critical factor in determining premiums. So, the example of smokers, the policyholders are smokers pay a premium twice, as much as non-smokers, affecting the premium to a large degree. However, if they lie to the insurance company about non-smoking, is they must tell the truth of the insurance company. Of the benefits of life insurance, the following are benefits of life insurance. The first one is it pays for medical and funeral costs. Life insurance helps solve the incurred expenses for medical and funeral services to lessen the grief among the family and relatives for being unprepared. So the example of this, it pays for medical and funeral costs, is life insurance is very important in financial hardships when it comes to medical and funeral costs, because we all know naman na malaking bagay para sa atin ang life insurance. Life insurance is to help ensure their loved ones won't face financial hardships if their relative pass away unexpectedly, to pay their medical and funeral costs. So, this is the example of it pays for medical and funeral costs. So the second one is for financial support. Life insurance can become a source of temporary income during the difficult period of adjusting and coping with the loss of a loved one, especially if he or she is the breadwinner. So the example of this for financial support, having financial support of our needs is very important. It can help us with decision about budgets, debt, and investing. Kaya kapag walang financial support, wala tayong pera na may pabayad sa mga gastusin. So, this is the example of for financial support. So, the third one, we have the for funding various financial goals. Life insurance offers additional benefits through the form of fund accumulation for specific future financial goals. So, the example of this for funding various financial goals is setting short-term financial goals as well as mid-term and long-term is an important step forward becoming financially secure in your future. In the future, these financial goals are secure you when you need money for unexpectedly bills you pay. Kaya importante ang may goals ka sa pag-iipon or paghahanda for the better future. Modern life insurance also serves as tool that principal holders can use to get in a better financial position in the future. So the example of this acts as retirement secured can form. So the example is Family Secure is a life insurance plan that allows you to live life free of worry. It provides high value life insurance coverage that you can convert into retirement plan when you get older. So this is the example of acts as retirement secured can form. Life insurance can serve as protection since the premium can be used to pay for unsettled debts and taxes. So, the example of this, it covers costs incurred from taxes and debt is life insurance made covers you from costs, taxes, and debts. So, mahalaga ang life insurance sa ating buhay by paying a monthly your loved ones from financial hardships if you die or suffer from one of a list of illnesses. So, this is the example of it covers costs incurred from taxes and debt.
Now, we're going to tackle about the financial stability. So, when we say financial stability, it means confidence with the financial situation. We're less paying the bills because of available funds, debt-free, money savings for future goals, and enough emergency funds. Financial stability is not all about being rich, but rather more of a mindset. Of course, if you have a good mindset on handling your money, you can be financial stable. So 10 strategies in reaching financial stability. So first is the make saving automatical. Of course, this should be the top priority. So that in the near future or in the future, you have funds you can get in case of emergency. Second is control your impulsive spending. Of course, when you are spending your money, you should buy only the necessary so that you can spend your money on the things that is not important. Third is evaluate your expenses and live frugally. So when we say frugally, you are spending your money carefully. Of course, when we are spending our money, we should be careful in buying things. Invest in your future. Of course, not because you have a lot of money, you spend a lot. Like what I said in the first suggestions, you should make savings so that you will have funds to get when you have emergencies. Keep your future secure. Of course, like what I've said, you should have funds when it comes to your family. When, for example, if your family gets sick, you have funds to get so that you have money to buy medicines and you are able to take him or her in hospitals. So eliminate and avoid debt. Of course, if you are buying things, we should eliminate those who are not needed most. We should buy the things that it is needed, necessary, essential. It essential to us. If we can't buy the things that we want, we shouldn't borrow money to others so that we can get that something. If we don't have money, of course, put aside the things that it isn't needed. Of course, use the envelope system. And also pay bills immediately. If you have money, then pay the bills so that it will not increase. So next is read about personal finances. Of course, if you have knowledge in how to handling your money, of course you can save, and you will be financially stable. And lastly, look to grow your net worth. Of course, if you have a lot of money, you can build some business or a small business that can multiply your money. So next is signs of financially stable. So Rose 2019 presents some signs of financial stable. So number 1 is you never overdraw your checking account. Of course, if you are financially stable, you will not get your money in your bank account and borrow in the bank so that you have enough money. You don't lose sleep over finance. You will not get problematic about money when it comes to financial. Next is you use credit cards for convenience and rewards but never out of necessity. You don't worry about losing your job. You pay your bills ahead of time. People ask your opinion about financial matters and you inspire them. You're generally happy with your financial situation. You finance your cars over 5 years or less if you take loans at all. You contribute more in your retirement. You don't feel guilty when you're out of you don't feel guilty when you're out for special occasions. You can't afford to buy things you really want. Recreational spending doesn't appeal to you. You're a natural saver. You're generous with money when it comes to charities or helping others. You're confident about your future. Your net worth grows significantly from your year to year. You consistently live beneath your means. You have substantial equity in your home. You could survive for months without a paycheck. You feel in control of your finances and never dominated by them. Integrating financial literacy into curriculum. So financial education in schools should be part of a collaborative national strategies to ensure relevance and long-term sustainability. In support, Bari 2013 underscored that financial literacy has a wide repercussion outside the family, circle, and more precisely the school. Moreover, that there should be a learning framework which sets out goals, learning outcomes, content, pedagogical approaches, resources, and evaluation plan. Financial education should ideally be a core part of the school curriculum. Teachers should be adequately trained and resourced, made aware of the importance of financial literacy and relevant pedagogical methods, and they should receive continuous and support to teach it or integrate in their lesson. Now, this is the summary of our report. So, financial literacy is the ability to make informed judgment and make effective decisions regarding the use and management of money. A financial plan is a comprehensive statement of an individual's long-term objectives for security and well-being that details savings and investing the strategy for achieving those objectives based on an individual's current financial state and future expectations. A budget is an estimation of revenues and expenses over a specified future period of time, and is usually complied and re-evaluated on a periodic basis, while budgeting is the process of creating a plan to spend money. This saved money will earn more if is invested upon understanding the essential factors such as the time horizon and expectation of return, risk tolerance, and investment type. It is equally important to have savings on a regular basis in order to get out of debt or buy things we want, and most of all, to keep an emergency fund. Financial fraud may happen to anyone at any time, such as massive data breaches. However, there are many ways to get rid on financial scam like phishing, social media and phone scams, stolen credit card numbers, and identity theft. Insurance regarding of a type is a contract between the policy holder and the insurance company, whereby the company agrees to compensate for any financial loss arising from a specific insured event. Being financially stable means confidence with the financial situation, worry-free, paying bills because of available funds, debt-free money savings for future goals, and enough emergency funds. Financial literacy should be made part of the curriculum that should begin at the early age using coordinate national strategy. That's the end of our discussion. Thank you for listening. God bless.